morning, dear students. Today in 12th standard physics, we are going to see Unit 5 Electromagnetic Waves. This lesson is very interesting. In this lesson, you will get a knowledge about what an electromagnetic wave is, whether it requires a medium to travel and all. And also you will get an idea about the waveform of electromagnetic wave and its nature. There are 7 types of electromagnetic waves ranging from radio waves to gamma rays. All these electromagnetic waves have widespread applications in science and technology. The radio waves and microwaves are used in wireless communication, which helps us to communicate with the world around us. The light, which is also an electromagnetic wave, helps us to see the world around us. The concept that light is an electromagnetic wave was first theoretically visualized by the famous physicist James Clerk Maxwell. How he got this idea is very interesting, that you will see in this video. Dear students, at the end of this part, there is a question that is to be answered by you. You can answer this if you are attentive in watching this video.
Welcome to 12th Standard Physics, Unit 5 Electromagnetic Waves. Part 1 Electromagnetic Waves and Introduction. What is a wave? A wave is a disturbance that transports energy from one location to another. Energy is transported in the world by two waves, mechanical waves and non-mechanical waves. Water waves and sound waves are mechanical waves. Water waves and sound waves require a medium to travel. The electromagnetic waves that we are going to see in this lesson are non-mechanical waves. They do not require a medium to travel. Water waves are mechanical waves. Observe the water waves formed by dropping a stone in a still water. And also observe the sea waves. Both these water waves can travel only on the surface of water. We call water waves as mechanical waves because they require a medium to travel. In the absence of water, they cannot travel. So, they are called as mechanical waves. Sound waves are also mechanical waves. When a guitar is played, the vibrations of the string are carried out in the air as sound waves. In order to hear the music and the sound from a loudspeaker, sound waves have to travel through air. So, sound waves require a medium like air to travel. Without air, sound waves cannot travel. So, we call sound waves as mechanical waves. Waves are of two types, mechanical waves and non-mechanical waves. Under mechanical waves, we saw about water waves and sound waves. Both these waves require a medium to travel. But there are other non-mechanical waves. These non-mechanical waves do not require a medium to travel. Even in the absence of a medium, they can travel. That is what we are going to study in this lesson. Yes, we are going to study about electromagnetic waves. The electromagnetic waves are the only non-mechanical waves in nature. they can travel in the absence of a medium. What are the waves that come under electromagnetic waves? There are 7 types of electromagnetic waves. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared rays, visible light, ultraviolet rays, X-rays and gamma rays. They are the 7 types of electromagnetic waves. Of these 7 types of electromagnetic waves, the only part visible to the naked eye is a visible light. The visible light comprises of the 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The other 6 electromagnetic waves are not visible to the naked eye. All these electromagnetic waves are non-mechanical in nature. Let us see how visible light is non-mechanical with examples. Light is a source of energy for all living beings on earth. Light helps us to see the world around us. Light plays an important role in understanding the structure and properties of various things from atoms to universe. Light does not require a medium to travel. Light from the sun passes through the atmosphere. Light can travel through air. See how beautifully light passes through water. It is clear that light passes through air and water. Now look at this picture. The light from the lamp passes through the glass and is visible to us. In this picture, a beam of light falls on a glass prism and it is dispersed into the 7 colors. So it is clear that light passes through solids like glasses as well. Till now we saw that light can travel through air, it can travel through water and solid substances like glass. Can light travel to empty space? Yes, of course. The light from the sun reaches the earth after it travels a long distance through the empty space. The space between the sun and the earth is empty. There is no air in between. So it is clear that light can travel through empty space as well. Light travels through vacuum. Vacuum means empty space. Light does not require a medium to travel. Light does not require a medium to propagate. Propagate means to travel. Even in the absence of a medium, light can travel. So, light is a non-mechanical wave. Non-mechanical waves do not require a medium to travel. What is the speed of light? The speed of light is equal to 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per second in vacuum. Vacuum means empty space. So, in empty space, light travels with the speed 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meters per second. Like light, the other electromagnetic waves are also non-mechanical. They also do not require any medium for propagation. They can travel in vacuum. In vacuum or empty space, they travel with the speed of light. That is, they travel with speed 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per second. That is, in 1 second, it travels 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meters. We saw that light and other electromagnetic radiations are non-mechanical. But what is light? What is the nature of light? What is light made of? How does light travel? Were the questions asked and answered by many scientists over hundreds of years. There were many theories on light. Out of the many theories, we shall see some important theories of light. Theories on light. In 1672, the famous scientist Newton proposed his corpuscular theory. According to Newton, light is made of corpuscles. Corpuscles are tiny, massless, perfectly elastic particles. So according to Newton, light is made of tiny particles. But this theory was a failure as it could not explain many phenomena in physics. Later, in 1678, Huygens came up with a wave theory. According to Huygens, light travels as longitudinal waves in ether medium. Huygens assumed that the entire universe was filled with a medium called ether. But ether does not exist in space, and also the wave theory could not explain many phenomena in physics. So Huygens' wave theory was also a failure. In earlier years, it was thought that optics and electromagnetism were separate branches of physics. Optics means the study of light. Electromagnetism means the study of electromagnetic force. Was there any connection between optics and electromagnetism? No. No one found the answer. It was in 1864 that James Clerk Maxwell proposed the famous electromagnetic wave theory. James Clerk Maxwell was a famous scientist from Scotland. In his electromagnetic wave theory, he combined the separate branches of physics, optics and electromagnetism into a single entity and told that light is an electromagnetic wave. Optics, which is the study of light, and electromagnetism, which is the study of electromagnetic forces, were combined into a single statement that light is an electromagnetic wave. Thus, Maxwell proposed that light itself is an electromagnetic wave. Light comprises of the electric field and the magnetic field and propagates in the form of wave with speed 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per second in vacuum. But how did Maxwell get the idea that light is an electromagnetic wave? Maxwell got the idea that light is an electromagnetic wave by combining Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction and the symmetrical form of nature. Let us see that in detail now. This is the experiment conducted by Faraday. In the experimental setup, there is a coil, a lamp and a galvanometer. The galvanometer indicates the presence of electric current in the circuit. There is a bar magnet and the white lines indicate the magnetic lines of force. Whenever the bar magnet is inserted in the coil, an electromotive force is generated and therefore an electric current is produced in the circuit. Let us see about the experiment. Here the bar magnet is inserted. There will be a voltage generated. So whenever there is a change in the magnetic flux, there will be an electric current generated in the circuit. Whenever there is a change in the magnetic field, there is a change in the electric field. This happens even when the polarity of the magnet is reversed. The time-varying magnetic field produces a time-varying electric field. This was the experiment conducted by Faraday. So, according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, a time-varying magnetic field produces a time-varying electric field. What do you mean by time-varying? The magnetic field is not constant. It varies with time. Sometimes the magnetic field is zero, sometimes the magnetic field is maximum, sometimes the magnetic field reaches minimum. So, the time-varying magnetic field generates a time-varying electric field. Maxwell not only observed Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, but also had a strong belief that nature is symmetrical. Every object in nature has a symmetrical pattern. Some examples are given here. The pattern on the right side is the same as the pattern on the left side. The pattern on the right side is the same as the pattern on the left side. Keeping this in mind that nature is symmetrical, Maxwell applied this concept to form his electromagnetic wave theory. In Faraday's experiments, we saw that a time-varying magnetic field produces a time-varying electric field. Maxwell asked the following question to himself. If a time-varying magnetic field produces a time-varying electric field, and if nature is symmetrical, why can't a time-varying electric field produce a time-varying magnetic field? This was a question that he asked to himself, and he did many mathematical calculations on it. And he finally got the answer, yes, that was possible. That is how Maxwell's law of induction, that is how he gave the law of induction. This is called as Maxwell's law of induction. Thus, Maxwell's concept that light is an electromagnetic wave has resulted from the observation of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction and nature is symmetrical. Faraday's law of induction. A time-varying magnetic field produces a time-varying electric field. Applying the concept that nature is symmetrical, Maxwell gave his law of induction as a time-varying electric field produces a time-varying magnetic field. Let us see how these laws are used in the propagation of electromagnetic waves. Waveform of electromagnetic waves. This shows a waveform of electromagnetic waves. How many waves are there? There are two waves. One is the blue wave and another one is the red wave. The blue wave denotes the electric field wave. The red wave denotes the magnetic field wave. The electric field oscillates along the y-axis. The red wave, that is a magnetic field wave, oscillates along the z-axis. In which direction does the electromagnetic wave move? In which direction does the electromagnetic wave move? It moves along the x direction. Whenever a charged particle is accelerated, it produces a time-varying electric field. This time-varying electric field creates a time-varying magnetic field according to Maxwell's law of induction. And once again, according to Faraday's law of induction, the time-varying magnetic field produces a time-varying electric field. Thus, the time-varying electric field creates a time-varying magnetic field and the time-varying magnetic field creates a time-varying electric field. In this way, the electric field and magnetic field join together to form electromagnetic waves. The direction of propagation here is given by x-axis. You can see clearly that E vector, which is a electric field vector, B vector, which is a magnetic field vector, and the direction of propagation of the wave are at right angles to each other. This is how electromagnetic waves propagate. Thus, in the propagation of electromagnetic waves, Faraday's law of induction and Maxwell's law of induction are applied. That is, a time-varying magnetic field creates a time-varying electric field, and once again, a time-varying electric field creates a time-varying magnetic field. This process goes on, and hence the electromagnetic waves propagate How does the sun and the stars emit electromagnetic waves? The sun is a source of energy. It gives light and also most of the electromagnetic radiations. Atoms like hydrogen and helium are present in the sun. Because of the high temperature of the sun, the atoms are excited. Due to thermal excitation of atoms, a time-varying electric field is created. According to Maxwell's law of induction, a time-varying electric field creates a time-varying magnetic field. According to Faraday's law of induction, a time-varying magnetic field creates a time-varying electric field. In this way, electric field and magnetic field couple together to form electromagnetic waves. In this way, light and other electromagnetic radiations are emitted from the sun and the stars. Once again, let us recap how electromagnetic waves travel. Whenever a charged particle is accelerating, it produces a varying electric field. This varying electric field produces a varying magnetic field according to Maxwell's law of induction. And once again, this varying magnetic field produces a varying electric field according to Faraday's law of induction. Thus, the oscillating electric field and the oscillating magnetic field join together or couple together to form electromagnetic waves. Here E vector denotes the electric field vector, B vector denotes the magnetic field vector, and X denotes the direction of propagation of the wave. It is clear that E vector, B vector and X are at right angles to each other. This is called as the transverse property of electromagnetic waves. This is the way how electromagnetic waves are emitted from the sun and the stars. What are electromagnetic waves? Now let us recollect what are electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves are non-mechanical. That is, they do not require any medium to travel. They are transverse waves. The electric field vector, the magnetic field vector, and the direction of propagation of the wave are at right angles to each other. The time-varying electric field and time-varying magnetic field couple together or join together to form electromagnetic waves. All the electromagnetic waves move with speed 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per second in vacuum or empty space. The concept that light is an electromagnetic wave finds many applications in the field of science and technology. Let us see some of the applications of electromagnetic waves. In cell phones, radio waves are used to transmit voice communication in the ultra-high frequency band. Radio waves are also used in television communication systems. The TV remote uses infrared radiations as a signal carrier. Smartwatch uses radio waves in the ultra-high frequency band for communication. GPS, which stands for Global Positioning System, and satellite use microwaves for wireless communication. Steripen is an instrument which is used to purify water. Steripen uses ultraviolet rays. Laser, which stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, finds application in the field of medicine for surgical treatments. IR lamp stands for infrared lamp. Here infrared rays are used for heat therapy. X-rays are used to detect bone fractures. Thermal scanner is an instrument which is used to detect body temperature. Thermal scanner uses infrared rays to detect body temperature. Microwave oven is used in cooking. Microwave oven uses microwaves for this purpose. Now is the time to check your knowledge. We know that the sun gives light, but does the sun make sound as it burns? Yes, the sun gives light. It also produces sound. Light can travel through the vacuum of space. Light is a non-mechanical wave, so it can travel through the vacuum of space. But sound requires a medium to travel. Sound is a mechanical wave, so it requires a medium to travel. So sound cannot travel in vacuum or empty space. Therefore, we do not hear the sound from the sun.
So students, I hope that you have got a knowledge about what an electromagnetic wave is and its waveform, and also about the wonderful contribution that was given by James Clerk Maxwell. In the next video, we shall see about Maxwell's equations in integral form and also the importance of Maxwell's equations.